This is your daily market review for Thursday, December 28th, 2023. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to success. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is your daily market review for Thursday, December 28th, 2023. Hopefully you're surviving this week. As we've talked about, first and last 3 business days of the week start to get a little hairy. Now again, nothing's really gone haywire yet, but you're seeing signs of distribution. I'm absolutely seeing them. You're seeing the put-call ratios get nuts. I'm glad Roth posted this, and I'm seeing people just like the all-in belief of just calls. We'll see how that holds up because, again, typically over time, the market isn't meant to pay out these bets. And so let's go through the evidence. Let's see what's chopping, what's topped, what looks like it needs work. So, new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. Appreciate all the generous donations. Please subscribe. I didn't realize that literally 80% of the people who watch these videos aren't subscribed. Pretty wild, but that's the nature of the beast. Hopefully, again, if you need any help, please reach out. Use a Calendly link, join the Discord room. All these links are in the below. Check out the comments, or not the comments, but the details. Like, subscribe, notification bell on YouTube. Tons of work here. Education, trading videos, tons of that stuff. Updating the website, working on things. Get your Goldman 5.5%. Also get out of, I know people like say Schwab. I say this all the time. Interactive brokers. That's where it's at, y'all. That is where it's at. Fed Watch tool. I mean, the March cut, it continues to grow. It's at 74.5% this morning. Let's see where a survey says. 72. Anything over 67 is basically a lock. So far, holding up. Bitcoin. Now, we've said this. People say Bitcoin's not technical. Well, it seems to get caught in chop zones. Chop zones. Here's the next support resistance zone. It looks like an M top near term. Doesn't mean it has to crash, but look what this did. I mean, over time, you had, 20% pullbacks. Do the math on that. Takes you back to the trend line. How ironic. Don't be surprised. Again, liquidity going out. Someone's pulling the plug on it in time. That's my opinion. Does it happen tomorrow, next week? I don't know, but again, raise your stops in case you're wrong if you're long. Oil, we talked about being oversold. Huge short interest rallying. Then it rallied, and now it's chopping. We'll see. Natural gas, again, I like natural gas long-term on extremes. Any major dip makes sense to me. Also, follow on Twitter. Tons of stuff that I'm posting on here, constantly trying to keep people updated. Posting trades, all of the fun shenanigans, and also did a live chat today. Check that out. If you don't check out these live chats, I think you're missing out. They're pretty fun. Talked about a lot of things, some seller financing, some creative financing stuff. Even added the Bollinger Bands for fun. All right, the dollar, why it's wide open. He had a big X div, 175. So this thing pulled way down. Essentially, if you did, like 30 cents, do 30 cents from here, takes you down to the 200-day. That's where we're at. Seem to be some buyers down here. Again, I have the Bollinger Bands on here for the holidays. Let's see what happens. TLT, we've talked about watching this area. Sub 4% interest rates, does that last? Novice gap trap after a big move. Keep an eye on it. VIX, we talked about this compressing. What a gift. What a gift. Selling calls, buying puts. What a gift. Know your stocks. Know them well. Know your spots. Have your plan defined. Vixen. Already basing. Just looks like it's a matter of if, not when. Vivix, another one. If, not when. Based. Do you like the base? Excuse me. SPY. Doji, tight action, looking overbought. Again, most overbought I've ever seen it. Look at this. Somebody at the end of the day, ooh. Just a quick 8 million share dump. Okay, big boy's moving. Volume picked up. Just keep that in mind. It feels, again, end of month. I mean, we've talked about this in the Discord room. Like, if you're a market maker, you're a participant, you have unlimited liquidity to unload in. Same thing on the Qs. I could show it again. All right, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens up here. IWM, this one's been the call favorite of everybody. They got all in calls and it chopped. Now they're all in calls again and it's chopping. I mean, it's technically broken out in my opinion, but again, if you zoom back out, you're still in this big chop zone. Will it lead? We'll see. Watch for lagging. Dow, thought about Dia holding up really well. Got to give it credit. Credit where credit's due. Credit Suisse, what? Holding up. Gold. Again, people say, what are you participating? This ain't a pullback. And the pullback could either be dangerous or it could be just a temporary one. Again, we'll know shortly, especially first of the month. Again, I could go back and show you. Go look at the first and last 3 business days of many months, tops and bottoms of glories. Did that in the live market chat today. Please check that out. You'll think that's not rocket science. It's pretty natural because of window dressing and markup. Part of the game. Gold, said again, it's like Bitcoin. I don't trust it. I do not trust it. I mean, again, liquidity's coming out, in my opinion. Silver, not following. It's lagging. GDX, we talked about lagging. This should be in the 40s. Minimum. Lagging. GDXJ, this should be in the 50s. Lagging. I don't know what to tell you guys. Zoom out. Like if gold was about to break out, don't you think the miners would be much higher? Why are the miners lagging so hard? Credit issues are a potentiality. We talked about this. Go check out the monthlies. What happens if the market gets beaten? AG chopping at recent highs. AEM, big chop zones. Essentially, Newmont. Talked about this dog lagging. Hits the 200-day, chopping around. I mean, this thing should be in the 60s minimum. It's not. PAAS. Here you go. Big MF chop zone. Big. So I have to really trust it, guys, gals, friends, countrymen. Lend me your ear. Taiwan semi, I am amazed anyone's buying this. China literally is telling people they are going to reunite with Taiwan next year. Okay, you got to be higher than a kite to buy that. Micron. All right, keep an eye on it. I mean, we talked about this novice gap trap and then it holding up. I mean, again, could it hold up? Yeah, that's part of the game. That's how traps set up. They don't have to be one-day events. AMD, credit where credit's due. This is one I've said watch levels, and if it breaks out, you stop out. Like this is one making new highs. All right, well then leave it alone. Took out the highs at 143. Well, there you go, folks. Just that simple. Some names chopping. Example, NVDA. You have references. Big chop zone, long-term chop zone. Keep an eye on it. Intellectual property gets a nice Israeli investment, $3.2 billion, I think. We'll see if that matters. I mean, the company's not cheap or expensive. Maybe I just don't know why anyone would want it, really, in my opinion. But you do what you got to do. It's a breakout over the highs. Just watch if this is a novice gap trap. Don't short these, or I mean, don't be quick to short these. That's the best thing. SMH getting tired up here, same kind of thing. Adobe, and again, this is where certain names are lagging, certain are leading. Adobe, been a monster leader, can't get over the 20-day, lagging. Apple, well, is this really about the watches? Or is it maybe because of China? China's going to be like, all right, if you're going to try to defend Taiwan, well, we ain't going to buy Apple products. Double topper. Looking like it. Double topper, right? Double topper. Sorry, my mouse is... come to me. Amazon. Same thing, chopping at the highs. You have reference points. CRM. Riding the channel high. You have reference points. Guggenheim, we talked about yesterday, outside reversal. Not outside reverse, sorry. Left-right combo, where you broke out and then came back. I mean, a lot of black lines with those Bollinger Bands. I'll have to clear this out. Keep an eye on it. Meta. I mean, I'm impressed it's breaking out, but and Zucker's selling as fast as he can. We'll see if this holds up. Again, I've got some longer day puts that are at the money. I'm not genuinely concerned about other than the amount that I've put up, but I can set stops on it. Not hard, because I've got longer dated. They've got value. Microsoft, here you go, stuck at the 20-day. NDAQ, surprised it's holding up so well, but are you ever surprised? Again, this is the thing about the market. Some names are lagging, some are leading, some are chopping. This thing has gotten absolutely burned. Well, okay, well, it's coming back to the range highs. I really liked it in the 56, 55 level, but this is trading. If you think you're always going to be right, you're legitimately always going to lose in time, because this isn't about ego. MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor, is that the name? The CEO buys more Bitcoin today. That announcement comes out. Interesting interaction. Long wick, outside candle closes below yesterday's high. That could be a topping formation. Either it's near term or start a chop, just like that. Netflix, again, talked about this. Do you really trust this name? Okay, we'll see. I mean, long term, you zoom out, it's at some reference points. Roblox, same thing, at reference points. Keep an eye on it. Tesla, everybody and the fanboys are going crazy. We're like, all right, we'll see what happens. It needs to get over these 260s. I mean, it looks like a breakout technically, but again, light volume. No one's around this week. Market up, and then they pulled the rug on it. Keep an eye on it, right? Airbnb, love this short. We've talked about this one since the upper 140s. 20-day, all right, little doji today. Okay, it's all right. It gets crushed sometimes, and then it needs to take a base, take a break. Costco goes ex-div, pays that big div, chopping. I mean, I like these names for shorts if they've picked highs. I mean, Starbucks, we talked about this one, a global growth name, because again, when people are feeling good globally, buying coffee, not so happy. I mean, you zoom out, it's not good. FedEx, we talked about this. Gaps down to the 200-day. The most, everybody talking about it's a buy. All right, watch this 250. I mean, could it get to the 100-day? Potentially, but I mean, to me, it looks like a easy short with a reference at some point shortly. Caterpillar, range highs, channel highs. I mean, when you zoom out, look at this. Come on. Oh, man, I'm sorry. My mouse needs a battery, needs a recharge. Look at this. I mean, how much higher can it go? Keep an eye on it. Nucor, we talk about watching this upper 170s. Chop, chop, chop. Little ex-div drop today. I mean, solid dividend. Chopping. X, we talked about don't short buyout targets. Again, if it does not get bought out, probably another bidder, but I don't know how much downside there is. VALE. Range highs, recent range highs. I mean, these names are just big, choppy, sloppy. Like, I love commodities when the Feds pivot. Love them. Arrow, chopping around at the 100-day. Looks all right. CCJ, this has been a monster winner for a lot of people, and now it's starting to lag. Come on, mousy. Meow. There's a cat around. Breaking the 20-day, lagging, lower highs, lower lows. That looks like a potential top, clearly. CF. A lot of people think this is going, not a lot of people, some people noted there was some options activity, get higher price strikes, I think 100. I don't know. Again, ag names, I'm all about waiting and letting them chop. Maybe not shorting, just letting them play out. NTR, same thing. Let them play. They all look like they're undervalued long term, and so any like real big dip seems like an absolute gift. And that's what I'm waiting for. AA, okay. Keep an eye on this. I mean, these are names that have been oversold. You had the volume down here. Squeeze. Now you're coming back into the next FAB zone. Okay, we'll see what happens. XLF, again, love the short up here. Absolutely love it. I mean, near term, long term, short term, I don't know. You're up against a trend line, retesting. Just keep an eye on it, guys, gals, friends. JPMO, okay, we'll see what happens up here. Getting up against the channel highs. Again, if you were shorted this, you had to stop out, right? Like, but it's not like you can't watch it and see what's happening. Because again, I think they're going to get caught with Pepstein Island issues. Morgan Stanley coming into chop zone. Bank of America. I mean, these are all in chop zones, either chopping or old references in the financials. See this? Goldman, same thing. Chop, chop. We'll see what happens here. Now, I guess that one technically is trying to baby break out. Baby. All right, we'll see what happens. Last day of the month coming up. KRE. Massive, no doubt, fail zone in my opinion. Because look at the volume to the left. Anyone who's bought, probably looking for either a pause, profit taking, selling option. That's how I'd look at it. XBI, we talked about. It's probably going to go up to the range highs. You got there. Doji, you have your reference. With your reference, you do what you need. It looks like an easy short, in my opinion. TAN, let's wrap through this. We talked about the stuff being oversold due to bounce. Pick your spots. Sedge, I mean, again, I don't know how high these will rally, but they all look kind of dumperish. You got levels. I mean, we talked about they were the easiest shorts known to man at one point. And First Solar kind of is lining up like one, in my opinion. Watch this level here. Maybe the 200-day. HYG. I don't know anyone in their right mind would be buying corporate debt. I mean, it's been rising on just dying volume. It's like, keep an eye on it. Oil. Talked about oil. Short term, near term. I mean, again, there's a huge short interest, but could that be kept under wraps because of liquidated selling, because of recession, right? Recession. UNG, talk about leave it alone. I'd like the short KOLD trade 1,000 times better. Any major pop. Any major pop. This is a short, in my opinion. Where we go? XOP got stopped out of drip, but look what it, trapped me. Looks like it might be rolling over. It's okay. Won't be the first and the last time you get stopped out of something that was a winner. This is what it is. ExxonMobil chopping around. We said need to get over these levels. Valero, chopping. I mean, is it going to break at some point? I don't know. This 100-day, I mean, it literally can't. I mean, come on, mouse. It's struggling to get over the 130s. And it gives it right back. CAVE, this was interesting. Someone identified this, or JSOL said this is a pop. How much more? Again, it's just, will the overall market allow for such? You'd tell me. I mean, I like junior oil names at the right price, at the right time. MPC, same kind of thing. Broke trend, back testing it, chopping all over the place. 150s, mid 150. We said, watch it. Look at that. Oxy, we talked about this one. Buffett does not care if it trades in this monster trading range. People are like, oh, no, it's about to break. I'm like, no, Buffett's selling covered calls, and he's just buying more shares. His floor is probably somewhere in the 50s, and he would probably buy more if it dropped in the 40s. That's how the guy looks at long term. Yeah, green friendly, and you're clearly. EQT, we've talked about the 44s failing and just chopping. Last but not least, Flex LNG. I like this with the dividend yield in time, longer term. I think we're a natural gas exporter, so let this play out. Again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Always here to help. Use the Calendly link below. If you have any real estate questions, why wouldn't you not hit me up? That's something I love more, not more, just as much as trading, because I think there's inefficiencies in the market that can make you big cash solo. All right, have a great day. See you tomorrow. Check out the weekend or the live chat.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.